Here's some of the local ducks we always see. Don't they look nice? Good. And here's good old Chambersburg around 6:30 in the morning.
You can even hear the ducks quacking.
Yeah, instead of hearing traffic, you hear ducks, a little bit of an owl. Like, look at these houses. And this is just down our street. This is why I love this area. And it is sprinkling a little bit, so it's normally a little bit brighter, but not too much.
Well, it is 6:30.
Yeah, and it is 6:30 in the morning, so. See, now you're hearing cars. As soon as I say you don't really hear traffic, but now all these cars want to whiz by. Here's some nice little flowers outside of somebody's house. Aren't they pretty?
Get a nice wide shot of this whole place. Just kind of
Like,
pan back and forth.
let me try not to get hit by a car. But like, look, this is a nice little brick house.
And this is just right down the street from where we live. This is a pretty nice neighborhood.
Right, this is a beautiful, quiet neighborhood. It's like, yeah, there might be some cars that go back and forth, but when it comes to streets, this isn't really a busy street.
No, you're only going to hear cars this morning because it's, you know, it's getting close to 7 o'clock, and you know, kids are going to school, people are going to work, but
right.
I mean, these cars here are about the busiest the street will ever get.
Right, and it's usually only busy like this, like when people are going to work in the morning and going to school, and then again when people are coming home from work and coming home from school.
But other than that, this street is usually dead.
I said this is, as we said, this is only down the street from where we live. I will not be showing the outside of our house, I think for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I will show our neighborhood and everything like that. I will try to show, I want my vlog to be a little bit of everything, like about my life, things that I like, you know. And it's summertime in Chambersburg, and Chambersburg has a lot of history. Like,
yeah, especially back during the Civil War times.
Right. Chambersburg was really known there was a burning of Chambersburg. There was also underground railroads.
Yeah, this Chambersburg was actually one of the places, I mean, where they took the slaves during the time of the Underground Railroad. This is actually one of the places they came to, was Chambersburg.
Right. You know, it's a nice little quiet town, and we're maybe about not even a half hour outside of Gettysburg.
Yeah, because Mrs. Guides and I, we like to walk a lot, you know. Enjoy the scenery because, hell, this is such a nice neighborhood that, you know, you want to walk.
Exactly. And I've come to, I think I saw online or something like that, looking up the history of Chambersburg, that there's a lot of, like, festivals and stuff like that, especially during the summertime. Now, we've only been living here since January, but even around that time there was an ice fest. This is a very beautiful area.
And I'd like to also add that, you know, for future videos, you know, we might show you the Chambersburg Rail Trail. We might show you, you know, different things going on in the town. We might show you the farmers market. You know, there's all kind of different stuff that we can show you in these vlogs.
Right. Because as I said, I want my vlogs to be about not just necessarily me, but me and Bulzome's life, like, and that involves us living in Chambersburg. And as we said, it's so rich in history. If anybody is into like any kind of history, especially with the Civil War or anything like that, and you're going to Gettysburg, come to Chambersburg too. You know, it might not seem like much, but we do have a lot of history here, and there's those little historic signs all over the place.
And that's one thing. We might actually do like like a vlog containing the history of Chambersburg.
Right. Future vlogs we might get in more detail about this area. But right now we just thought since we're going for a walk, like, look at this beautiful house. You can't really see it because I would have to go in the street, but I'm going to try to back up a little bit. But see this beautiful, beautiful house. Try to pan it around a little bit slowly, but there we go. Even that little house right there is cute. It's a cute little house. I have a thing for brick homes. They just look very, like, classic to me if they're brick. Very old-fashioned. And so a little bit on how my vlogs, how I want them to be. It's going to be either me sharing my opinions on anything from, I don't know, the entertainment, music. I'm not going to really touch base on politics because you never really want to be too political, but I'm going to try to touch base on my views on just about anything.
And I'm not going to be in every single vlog. I am going to be in a good bit of them, obviously, because I'm with Mrs. Guide.
Yes.
I'm not going to be in all of them. This is more her project than it is mine.
Right. Even though we do kind of have a few projects that we're going to do together, but it's going to be separate from my vlog channel and then his LP channel. You know, because it's always good for a couple to have their own projects too. So as he said, he's not really going to be too much involved with my vlogs, but he will be in a few just because he is a part of my life. So,
and that's to be expected. Oh, look at this house.
I know, this house is a nice, beautiful home.
Look at this.
See, brick with they kind of look blue, but they're in the frame, but they're actually like a grayish blue, I would have to say.
Oh, and that's one thing I want to add. We're not really showing our faces for this vlog because, quite frankly, I'm not prepared. I just got out of bed.
Right.
I mean, Mrs. Guides is prepared, but I personally am not. I just got out of bed.
Yes. I will, and a lot of my vlogs, I will be showing my face, but for this particular part of it, I'm not, because I'm walking. So just to have a little, just to, I don't know, give a little info about myself without saying too much. You know, this is about me, so I want to say a little bit about me. I'm 34. I'm obviously with Bulzome here. I'm originally from a little town called Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. I was born and raised there for pretty much all my life. It's another town that's full of history. Fort Washington, PA was a stop of George Washington. It was maybe about a half hour from Valley Forge. which is so enriched with history there itself. But George Washington stopped there before going to Valley Forge. So there's a little bit. I tend to live in towns that have a lot of history, it seems. The towns that I really like. So I was born and raised in Fort Washington. Let's see. My parents have been married for 30 plus years. I have an older brother and an older sister, and a younger brother. I also have 5 nieces. The oldest is 20, and the youngest is 3. Now you might find that a little weird considering I did just say I was 34. So how is that possible? Keep in mind I did say I have an older brother and an older sister. My older brother is, I would say, 13 years older than me, and my sister is 11 years older than me. So that's how I have a niece that is 20 years old. But I don't have any children myself, but I'll probably get into that in a future vlog. Let's see. Love my nieces to death. My oldest niece and I grew up together because I was only 14 when she was born. So, and that makes me feel so old just knowing that I have a 20-year-old niece. But I'm also very proud of her. Well, I'm proud of all of my nieces for different reasons. But she's really become her own person, and she's got great parents. I might be biased because her father's my brother, but all of my nieces have great parents, I should say. My youngest niece, that's 3, she's just as cute as can be. The only sad thing is I don't get to see my family as much because I've moved all around different parts of Pennsylvania. You know, sometimes 4 hours away, and so it's kind of hard to travel. But gonna sign off now.